The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another House of Stein Friday night Hot 10 comic show, brought to you by that guy right there, Mr. Ben Stein, who is on vacation, hanging out at his back porch private villa in somewhere in the south of France, somewhere, I imagine. So, but it's all good. It's all good. We got Yee and Hood here. Shout out to our boy Richie. Send positive thoughts and prayers out to Richie. His pup Frankie is having a rough time, a real rough time, and you guys all know how we care about our animals, and especially when you've had a dog for, I think he said his Frankie's going on 17 years old. So
fuck, dude. And no pun intended on that one either.
Yeah.
That's horrible, bro.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But send positive thoughts and prayers. Shout out to Richie and, of course, what you guys are doing over there on Spec Media. Make sure you guys sub up over there. You can find the link below. So, all right. My internet has been acting crazy. I had no internet all day yesterday, and hopefully everything looks good and sounds good to you guys. Let me know if on your guys' end if you have any issues, and we'll try and figure it out if we do. But great show last week. If you guys didn't see the new House of Stein quickies, we have a House of Stein quickie video that's just the Hot 10. And it's super short.
I thought it was something else.
And it's super short, and that's for everybody out there that doesn't want to sit through a whole show and the whole almost 10 and buy the dip. It's just the top 10 list. We put out a short little, 2 to 5 minute video, and then a really short YouTube short and IG video. So those will come out.
Wait a minute.
The Monday
I have a question.
After. Yeah.
So people don't like our banter? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, man, too long of shows, I'm being told. But
really,
there's always some knucklehead out there that doesn't want to sit through a 3-hour, 2-hour show. They just want to see the list.
But they did, because they commented.
Yes.
They're like, I need to know the list so I can make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this long show. I can't stop watching.
All right. So
I'm kicking my own ass.
All right, I'm bringing up, of course, we've got our woe/blow books of the week that we're going to get into here in a second. We got some doozies this week, and then we'll get into our Buy the Dip in almost 10. And finally, of course, the list. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit the like button if you can. It really helps us out. It's an easy way, a free way to support us. So... yeah, good stuff. All right, here we go. Starting off with our woe book of the week. Whoa. Legend of Captain Atlantis by Boris Vallejo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Boris.
I don't even know what this book is. I couldn't even find it on my comic shop at all.
Yeah.
What is this?
I couldn't find it on anything either. Just it says collector's edition. Let's see if we can find some more stuff here. Let's see
Is that a
here.
unicorn in the background?
It is.
All right.
I mean, this was like I was actually the model for this back in college, so that's really why I put it on here. It's just this is mostly just self
He
promotion.
did one of my favorite Empire Strikes Back posters, man. That's how I first learned of this guy. They were giving it away at the movie premiere of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, Hood, angle your mic down. Perfect. All right. Yeah, this is gorgeous. No, you're okay, brother. This is a gorgeous, beautiful cover. Obviously, Boris and Vallejo and Julie Bell, right, are the kings of cards, right? But they were artists on comic books before that, so pretty interesting.
Why do you think that sometimes like these painted covers or whatever don't get as much appreciation as drawn covers?
Oh no.
Everyone's desensitized because of Bob Ross.
I've been flooded with these Bob Ross lied videos for like the last 2 weeks, and I feel like they're all clickbait, but like most of them are. So anyways, Jersey to the Bay says, when my dad got his first tattoo, it was taken from a Boris sketch. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I think whenever I see like art like this, I think of old school, like, and this is going to be, I think of old school Cholo vans. You know what I mean? Like those big, huge painted vans, right? So
from the 70s, man.
yeah. Those things are awesome, man. So anyways,
Hey,
let's get...
Hey, 2 seconds. My daughter wants to say hi.
Hello. Congrats.
Yeah, tell her congrats. All right, let's get into the blow book of the week.
Oh, that blows. That blows.
Ooh,
Man,
My
that's
Hot
pretty
Date
bad.
and Other Embarrassments. Over 2 million copies sold. Ooh, this is by Ethan Van Sciver's brother, Noah Van Sciver.
Oh, is that really? I saw that last name and I was like, I wonder if he's related, but this sounds, I mean, this thing is awful, right? Like what, first of all, what are the 3 little things coming out of the side of his chest?
Those are supposed to
They're
be
like,
ribs.
Or back hair that is like creeping around.
It's his chest hair that's growing in sideways. Is this Napoleon Dynamite? Is that what I'm looking at?
Dynamite, yeah.
Well,
I mean, do you think he drew it that way on purpose? Because it's really fucking bad. You know what I mean?
Let's take a look here.
Or did a whole bunch of people? Oh, it looks great.
Whoa! Check this out. This autobiographical story is set in Phoenix, Arizona in the late 90s. A young Noah Van Sciver is a poor skater kid trying to figure out what it means to, quote, become a man. He meets a young woman in an AOL chat room, sets up a hot date with her at the local mall. That's
bro,
actually...
buy it, bro.
Right? That sounds cool, man. I might have to check this out.
They've already sold 2 million copies, bro.
Yeah.
2 million and one.
It sounds like a child abduction case or something like that.
I just like that it takes. I didn't know that Van Sciver was from Phoenix. Spent time in Phoenix, or Noah. I don't know if Ethan did, but obviously Noah did. And that looks, now that I see that behind there, it looks like a Phoenix background, right? The watermelon
Is
skies.
that his brother?
Yeah, this is his brother. It's his younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So very cool.
It's still terrible. It still looks terrible.
Is it a comic or a book?
It's a comic, I believe. Let me take a look. Since its initial publication in 2015, My Hot Date has become something of a modern classic. It's a coming-of-age story told by one of the generation's best storytellers. Its story is hilarious, sweet, sad, and perfectly captures the moments of self-realization where we can often feel so far internally from how we project externally. This expanded edition comes with the story's 20-page follow-up story, Holly Hill. It's a full-color comic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Again, the House of Stein does what it does best, and it shows us crazy things that we didn't know about that we have to add to the list. So
Rabbit hole. Rabbit
Yeah.
hole alert.
yeah, I'll definitely check this out now, just
Yeah,
because it
man, I'll
said
buy one.
Phoenix.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's super cool. So yeah, that is our woe/blow covers/books of the week. And it's funny how 90% of the time since we started this, the blow books we like. Isn't that weird? I mean,
Yeah,
that's how-
they're so bad, they're awesome, dude.
yeah. So
I don't know about all that.
Are we creating a new niche now? You know, like the so bad it's good. I have to have it cover.
Dude, I went to my shop and I couldn't find an ugly cover, dude, and I was getting pissed off. And my buddy Steve, who runs the LCS, what's the problem? He said, "You ain't got any fucking ugly books, bro." And he goes, "Well, fuck you, sorry, bro." You know, it's true story, dude. I was pissed. I said, like, I got to beat Stein. There was no book. That's why I didn't even submit anything. It's like, fuck, man, I can't win, dude.
Well, I think you had the blow book of the year, bro, of eternity, of infinity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so don't feel bad. All right, let's move on to Buy the Dip. Starting off with Spawn number 175, one of the classic Greg Capullo covers of all time. And I got to be honest, I feel like this isn't going to stay at this price for very long. I feel like this is, I mean, you could sell raws of this for what you could get 9/8 for.
Yeah, it completely shocked me today to see the last sale of a CGC 9/8 was $355.
Yeah.
And then with the last 90 days, the fair market value right now is at $392. So that's definitely down for that. But the 90, it was weird. GPA was saying that the 90-day fair market value was actually going up. We did see an all-time high in 2024 for $450. A low of 327. So it barely creeped above that. And last year we saw all-time high of $550 with a low of 309. So I guess I'm kind of interested to see what it does this year. I guess it might be smart to like go back and look at what the books are doing again after a year, just to see like, oh, is it after an entire year market, did it go up? Did it go down? I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And this is such a classic cover. It's
right.
Every time I see it, it looks better.
Right. And I always think it's like one of those things that if you're collecting like 174, 175, to me, you should have both anyways as a pair together. Like, yes. I don't care about the cameo, first full, whatever you want to say, to dress up whichever copy you have.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where you should probably have both. Because they sell better as a pair anyways.
Yeah. You're right. I'm actually getting ready to put up a pair raw on eBay this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe how much they sell for raw as a pair.
Yeah, I mean,
$600,
I feel like that's... Yeah, I feel like that'll do better than having like a pair of 9/8s.
I don't know. We'll see. I would doubt it, but you never know. The comic book market's crazy right now. So, yeah, that's for sure. All right, next on Buy the Dip, One Punch Man, the free comic book day from 2016, which also has the My Hero Academia stuff in it. Stein, I know this is driving you crazy right now.
No comment on free comic book day.
The first full U.S. appearance in comics. Do they actually even have like anything beyond this free comic book day from 2016 for One Punch Man? I don't think they do.
Yeah, we could be wrong, but I agree. Nothing that I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm familiar with this book, but I don't think I've heard anything else. Like, I mean, because I know this is like what usually a Viz Media, free comic book book. But anyways, this is actually kind of funny. We caught the all-time low sell of $200. So this is the lowest it sold this year. It currently has a 90-day fair market value of $283. Versus the all-time high this year of 438.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, is this the floor at $200? I guess it really just depends on what One Punch Man is doing, or what My Hero Academia does. But last year's high and low was not too different from this year's current. So I skipped it and I went back a year to 2022, where we saw all-time high of $525 versus the low of $137.
Bad.
Yeah.
Is this One Punch Man? Does he like literally just punch you once and you die? Is that?
Yeah.
He punches holes through you. Look at the guy in the background.
Yeah, so it's an anime that you can watch on. I think it was on Netflix for a while. I watched it on Hulu, but basically, like, there's monsters, kaijus, whatever, that invade the planet Earth, and then each superhero is rated by classes. Like, so S is the highest, and then I think it goes down to like level C, and he literally goes in, punches one of these monsters, and it's dead. Like, just because he's like trained himself so much. And it's so funny that because when he actually gets ranked, he's like a C level hero, and then like his apprentice is like an S level hero because it's like part robot.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's a cool anime to watch if you haven't watched it before.
Well, if you guys want to catch more By the Dip content, make sure to go check out Spec Media. Their show on Tuesday nights, they do more in-depth By the Dip look at a couple more books and other goodies in the market. So make sure you guys go check out Spec Media on YouTube. That's SSPec Media, Spec Media with 2 S's. So good shit.
And one last thing on the One Punch Man, I'm still excited to see if they actually do anything with the option, right? If they're actually going to turn it into something live action. So I'm sure as soon as like we hear something else, right, then people are like, oh, I gotta have it, and so we'll see an increase in price again.
Yeah, this isn't the free comic book day one. I just couldn't find the free comic book day one fast enough, so I just threw this one up. My apologies, but you guys know what we're talking about here on this one. Good shit.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the same cover.
Yeah.
I was looking at my notes versus looking at the images.
No, yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, good stuff. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button over at Spec Media. Show them some love. Check out their content. Let's move on to the almost 10. Starting off with a Dan Parent Jessica Rabbit cover. Who doesn't love Jessica Rabbit? This is Archie and Friends Hot Summer Movies #1, the Jessica Rabbit Virgin variant out of 150. They did do a metal and I think a foil of this also. So
yeah, I don't even remember. There was a bunch of Dan Parent like homages to like 80s stuff from this series. I don't remember any of these.
yeah,
you guys remember
Indiana Jones, A Breakfast Club, a Star Wars,
Chamber of Chills, right? Wasn't that part of that, or was that later?
No, I don't think that was part of that. Yeah, this is
That
just
was a
based
different.
on
That was a
summer
different one.
blockbuster movies.
But I do remember this one.
Yeah.
I think I just barely missed it, like whenever I saw the link.
Yeah, this one. Let's see here. What did this sell for? $125 raw on this one. Some of the other ones don't sell for anything, but this one, I've never understood the Jessica Rabbit fascination that
Oh,
some
are you
people
kidding
have.
me, dude? How many kids saw Roger Rabbit? About 10 to 15, and yeah, I can understand the love for Jessica Rabbit. Big
Mama.
time. Yep. So crazy.
I mean, I can just look through Instagram and see just as many good like looking girls as that, right? Because
She
they're
plays
all
bad
kind of
movies.
inflated like that now.
Right.
I mean, they're all working
It's
out.
Aaron Yee that said that.
They're all working out, or they're all models. My bad. Yeah, respect.
Oh, I love our chat. It's fucking great. Moving on to Resident Evil, the magazine, issue number 3. This is a Jim Lee cover. I believe he did covers for all 4 of the issues. But this is probably the best cover of the bunch. I love the blood on the background too. So
Yeah, were these like comic releases or were they like just off the rack?
These were magazine releases.
I know, but I mean, like, were they sent to comic stores or were these like what you'd get at like a bookstore?
I think they were like what you'd get at like Bookman's or Barnes and Noble type thing. But
I know
think,
I pressed a couple of number ones for I want to say one of the people in the chat said Uno, but it was Jim Lee that did them, and they were like pretty thin comics.
Well, wasn't there that version that was given out at one of the gaming conventions?
That's what it was.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I think you're right, Aaron.
But yeah, because the idea was that like, oh, anyone that's playing in this video game tournament is not going to save these comics or whatever, and they're probably all trashed from just like being thrown in the bag and carried around the convention.
Yeah,
that's not a comic convention, I should say.
I feel like we were talking about these on some show recently. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, this is cool. What is this going? Did you see the sale price on it?
Yeah, this one sold for $50.
Wow, that's interesting.
Ooh, are they doing a second season of the Resident Evil anime thing again, or?
I didn't even know they had a first season of it.
Yeah, there's an anime on Netflix that was, I think it showed up really fast, and like if you watched it, it was really cool. But then if you didn't binge it, no one cared. Kind of situation, because no one talks about it, right?
Why does she have her pinky up? It's kind of interesting. Yeah,
because it's tea time.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on. This one's interesting. Bootleg Spider-Man issue number 2 from Superhero Comics. Have you guys heard about this Bootleg Spider-Man book?
I'd never heard of it.
The fuck is that?
So, yeah, this is crazy. All right, so it started out as just a parody zine that this guy put out. 20 pages. It's 5.5 by 8.5 magazine, like almost magazine size. And they went nuclear. This guy right here, Mahadi Keen, and he made multiple prints, up to 3 printings, I believe, of this. Here's the third printing. It's on its color. The first printing is like really ivory white. And then the second printing is a little bit darker. So, yeah, but the first printing and the second printings are super rare, and people went crazy for it. And so much so that, like a smart businessman, he put out a number 2, and here it is. It's basically, if I remember correctly, it's like, I don't remember the story on it, but it's obviously a not like Marvel, because they would probably go after him like crazy, but who knows?
So
Yeah, in this one, Aunt May bites Peter.
You might be
so
right.
with it 8.5 by or 5.5 by 8.5, is that just a sheet of paper folded in half and then he printed it off his own computer?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised on that either. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
I mean, how is this even? I mean, how is this even legal?
Because
Like,
it's an
he
art
uses
book. It's an art cosplay book. Come on,
Oh
Stein.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, but he's like actually using like Spider-Man's name.
yeah.
What about all those Taylor Swift books, man?
He didn't put it like Spider-Man with a Y or something,
See-
something weird.
See, for his,
So-
it's actually pronounced Spiderman.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
It says this is a bootlegged Spider-Man comic. Marvel had nothing to do with it. Aunt May is dead. The spider radiation has ravaged Peter Parker's body. Mary Jane ain't quite what she used to be, and the Green Goblin has decided to put the nail in the coffin. So that's the storyline there. Yeah.
So is this basically saying that I could make my own
Let's make our own bootleg comics,
Batman?
dude.
Only if you draw it all too.
Yeah.
So it makes sure it lines up on Blow too at some point in time.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I could draw it.
What did this sell for?
This number 2 sold for $50. So I'm confused. I'm really confused.
Wow.
$50. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Oh my god.
Oh, the bootleg universe is coming. That's pretty funny. I heard CBCS would grade it too.
Are they really?
They're starting to grade underground comics.
Bro, people throw away their money dirty, dude.
yeah. It's kind of crazy.
$50, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that being said, you guys might want to, well, I'll just post it. You might want to go do a search here and pick one of these up, because they are available out there for cheaper than this. And
Can't wait for number 3.
for number 3, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the guy he doesn't want to, he feels like he wants people to look at other things that he's created. He got a little bummed out that people were talking about this more than his other stuff. But here's a link in chat, everybody. Go eat. All right, moving on. One of my favorite books on the Almost 10 this week, Witchblade number 185, the K-Cha variant. And I hope I'm saying that right. Wow.
Mama.
Right? 185,
Mama.
they did a really cool homage cover to the first issue as the A cover, but they had a couple variants, and this is one of them. So, damn.
Yeah, I think this was just a B. Like, just it's not an incentive or anything like that, or limited. I know, like the Cedric, the white one, I think is a little bit harder to get. I think, but this one also sold for $50 this week. It seems like, I mean, I know that they're bringing Witchblade back again. Like, didn't they bring her back like
Yes.
just a couple years ago?
Yes. Maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, because they had and then now they're bringing her back again. So I don't know. I don't know if that's just drawing more interest, but there was actually quite a lot of the Witchblade like variants and stuff that are selling fairly decent.
Oh man.
But this last issue is there's several several variants for it, and I think they're just not that easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variants that aren't easy to find for the Witchblade stuff that are tens, cover wise. So
Are we gonna avoid the fact that it says double size on the cover?
well, this is the final issue, so that's the other crazy thing. Speaking of Witchblade, if you guys get a chance and haven't already, go check out the Beyond Wednesdays channel, my channel. And we just recently interviewed the creator of Witchblade, Bryan Haberlin, on our latest Industry of Comics episode right here.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it was one of the best interviews that we've done with a creator ever. I don't think people realize, one, who Bryan Haberlin is, and two, how important he is to this medium. He's probably, one of the top 5 best colorists in the game and has been, since the 90s. He started with awesome Homage, the Homage Mark Silvestri imprint over there on Image. Worked with Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Michael Turner, all kinds of people coloring their work. Was a Spawn artist for many years. It was a really good interview. Go check it out. A lot of fun, but very, very cool. All right, moving on. Call of Duty Zombies issue number 1. Everybody talks about issue number 5 from the series, but issue number 1 is the best cover, and it's probably one of Simon Bisley's best covers all around, right? This is gorgeous.
Why is his eyes yellow?
It's from the game.
Are his eyes yellow in the game?
Like, yeah, the zombies in the game, their eyes glow, like in all the videos and stuff like that.
Oh. I could never ever play Call of Duty, so I was terrible at it. But yeah, this one is expensive, like really expensive. This sold for $100 raw, and it's not a variant.
Yeah.
So you know what happened this week, though, right?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
All right, well, so Black Ops 6 or whatever number they're on is just got announced, and you can pre-order it. There's previews for the game and stuff like that. So that just released this week. So which Black Ops is where zombies came from. Where it was an add-on game, or not an add-on game, but a different section of the game.
Gary Brown says he's got 3 copies. He collected the title up until issue 3. That's awesome. Wow.
Nice.
That is super cool.
But there's only 4 of us on the panel if you're going to send it to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, there was something I was going to say, and I can't remember when you were talking about Call of Duty stuff.
My bad.
Oh, well. Cannabis. So, yeah, this whole series is tough to find, and like I said, issue number 5 has that chick on the cover with the guns that sells for a ton. We've talked about it on the Almost 10 before also, so. But good shit. Man, that's a good cover. That's awesome. I don't know if it's as good as his Lobo stuff, but it's good. So
Joe isn't asleep. He's organizing Dennis's books right now.
Yeah.
No, man. I'm bagging and boarding.
Shout out to Mojo, who says, take my weekly comic book budget. No enticing releases this week aside those placed in his hold box. Thanking all of us. Wow. Appreciate that. Much love to you, Mojo. Super cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
15 Canadian dollars. I can retire now.
All right, moving on. This is probably the coolest Almost 10 book this week, in my opinion, and I messed up the name. This isn't Call of Duty Zombies issue number 1. This is yeah. This is Wizard issue number 6. It's a Sam Keith cover of Hulk, but there's variant. There's the green and the gray variant, and I totally forgot about this until it showed up on the list.
I didn't even know that there was a gray one of this.
Right?
That's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Wow, that was way ahead of like the time.
Yeah.
Right? To do a negative inverse, or like even reference to the original Hulk covers that it was gray instead of green.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had no idea. But I see it of like floating around the screen. It's throwing me off.
We're interactive here, folks.
The aliens are invading.
So the green cover is the one that I saw sale, and it was a CGC 9.8. First of all, it's got to be pretty hard to get a 9.8 of a
Hell yeah.
one of the OG Wizard magazines. Because
Well, a lot of them that are sealed, like when you open them up, like they still have damage.
Yep.
You know, just because it's sealed doesn't mean that it's in like perfect condition. You know.
It turns into dust.
No,
Take it-
like it. There'll be dings on the corners of the book, and that you can't see in the plastic and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
And the gray one is the newsstand variant, which is makes it even more rare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think
Okay.
Wizards were on every newsstand like crazy, so maybe it isn't as rare. You know? Who knows?
Well, it sold in a 9.8 this week, so I would think the 9.8s are going to be really hard to get. But it did sell for an all-time high of 400.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in other words,
$400.
if you got high grade old Wizards, grade them.
Yeah, I do. I have some really good old school Wizard covers that I gotta go pull out and see how they look.
I do have a question for the panel real quick. After seeing this art, does anyone else want to see Sam Keith doing more Hulk stuff?
Any Hulk stuff? Yes.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
any. I
Yeah.
don't care what. Like it could be a
Yeah.
one shot for all I care.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. That's a cool book. Great find. Very, very cool. All right, moving on. Care Bears issue number 13, the first appearance of the Mad Balls in comics. Great cover too.
That's a weird one, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Like why were Mad Balls chasing Care Bears?
Right?
Bro, it's a crazy world out there.
I mean,
Yeah,
this was in
I
the
like how
80s.
they're both freaking out about each other. They're both saying what strange creatures, and great full moon cover.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this one was just a weird.
That reminds me of what is it, Santa Claus and the M&Ms? They do
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
They both pass out.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I would have not really thought about this one, but this one sold this week raw for $50. So it's a very expensive Care Bears book.
How much?
$50 raw.
Oh my gosh.
It's a cool cover though, bro.
I
bet you Big Leg would want that.
How many do you have, Brian?
I don't have any of these. I cannot find this. So
Do you have at least an anniversary cover? The frame?
yes, I have the Care
Okay.
Bears anniversary cover, but I'm a huge fan of Mad Balls, and I don't own this yet, so I gotta find one. Yeah, this is super cool.
So what I'm basically hearing is, if you run into Care Bears in the back issue bins, buy them.
Yes, yeah.
Well, you never know, man. Some of the short printed and
Yeah.
Man, that's a cool book. Is Mad Balls code for something? Says Blind Adam.
That's funny.
But the thing about it is, first appearance of a property like that. I mean,
So
Yeah.
you've heard of Blue Balls. I heard Mad Balls is the next form, right?
There is a Mad Balls comic that went 10 issues.
that's right.
Yep. So made by Marvel and Star. And obviously they did the re-release, which have those great variant covers. So yeah, I love this. I'm going to have to find this.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that was where Madball's first appearance was.
Yeah. Yep. That's a cool book. So, all right, moving on. Something is Killing the Children, number 6, The Frizzen, 1 in 25 color splash. Always thought this was such a great title. I wish I had one of these. I thought I did, but I can't find it anywhere, which pisses me off. But oh well.
I got one.
You do have this one?
I do have this one.
Dang.
Is that the one I pressed for you, Yee?
Yes, that I didn't grade right away, and it took like 6 months to grade.
What did it grade?
Did you get it graded though?
It got a 98.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's CBCS 98, but it was for
Better.
I mean, it was for the PC, so like it was kind of like I want it encapsulated because I don't want it dinged like in just a bag or Mylar or just in the top loader. I was like, let me just grade it. I don't plan to sell it, so
yeah. Well,
because it's hard to find. Like
it is.
I was like kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah, well, it sold this week raw for 900, which is pretty much what 9.8s were about 1,000. So it is now 900 raw.
Wow.
Yee,
So
sell
good for
that
you.
shit.
Good for you,
Yeah.
Yee.
sell it.
You fucking A. I'd be selling that shit ASAP. 1,000 plus you could probably get out of that. That's
Yeah,
all San
I mean,
Diego.
for a 9.8 or whatever, it's always gone for like I want to say at least 1,200 at the low end, and then I think at the high end it hit like 3K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sell it.
Great cover.
Sell it.
Yeah.
I would have to sell a bunch of other stuff. I think I would sell that last, to be honest.
Well, it's a good book. So
Yeah.
moving on. This one is so hard to find any information about. It's 311 Voyagers, issue number 2. Now, it doesn't show it on this image, but these are all numbered, and they are numbered in the bottom right out of 550, and it'll say like number 3 of 550, and they come sealed in a poly bag, and I think you could only buy them on their webpage. There is obviously an issue 1, but I can't find hardly any information about this on issue 2, the 311 book. So
Yeah, the only thing I could find was that issue number 1 was numbered out of 1,000, and then number 2 was only numbered out of 550.
yeah,
It was very strange. I've never even heard of this book at all. I didn't know that isn't that a band?
yeah,
Yeah.
311's a band. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, hold on, I think that's a band, but it's just an odd comic, right?
It's because you have to come original.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, all I know is this is expensive. This is $100 book. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I wonder if you had to go to a certain tour to like pick it up or something like that. Because I know a lot of bands were doing comics for a while.
Yeah, Hero. I don't
don't-
know who Hero Publishing is too. Maybe it's their own thing.
I mean, at this point, it almost, if you're a band like Yee, like it almost
Oh,
makes sense to
To do a
like,
comic.
to do a comic, right?
I feel like you have to get to a certain level, right? Before it like can take off. Or I mean, I guess like if the band does take off and then you release like an underground comic that no one bought and then becomes worth thousands later or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'll have to ask Vinny.
Yeah, these books, these banned books are interesting, man. Some of them are rare beyond rare. But this one I couldn't find shit on. Absolutely nothing. Only a couple sales. And how much did you say it sold for?
$100.
$100 raw.
Wow. I feel like it's tougher to find. I feel like that's probably a good buy, you know, with how tough it was to find information on it.
Who did the artwork on it?
Don't know about that. It's a great question. Shout out to Mrs. Horsecock Express for the $4.99
Hey,
super
all right.
sticker. Hey, you changed your name back. You gotta quit playing this name change game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Don't mess with the cock.
moving on.
That's what she said.
One of the biggest sales this week for a almost 10 book, Flash number 100, the DCU variant.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is not just the DCU. This is the regular cover DC.
Yes.
So if you remember anything about Flash from back then, they did this. The 100th issue had the Quick and the Dead,
Mhm.
and then it had this non-holographic whatever that is. And then they did a DCU variant for each one of them. And I'll be honest, I've never seen
Either.
the DCU of. I think I've got the deluxe, but I've never seen the regular cover of it. Never seen it.
Yeah.
So I think it is one of the hardest ones to find. I mean, if you find one,
You got gold.
yeah, because a CGC 9.6 of this sold this week for what I say, $2,100.
That's nuts.
So I saw that posting in a group chat earlier this week, and I thought it was super funny that in the title it says newsstand.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's just a non-deluxe.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was super funny that the person, like, even though they sent it to grading to CGC, like their listing did not even mention the DCU variant, which I don't think anyone really missed it that collects DCU variants, right?
Yeah.
No,
Because it obviously went for like way more than what a newsstand would go for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody, and that's the thing is the people that are trying to collect these, they want them all, and some of them are just so ridiculously rare that if one of them pops up somewhere,
You have like 50
Like-
people fighting for it or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you get these books is they came in multi-packs, usually sold at like Toys R Us and places like that. And that's the only way you could get them. They came in these multi-packs that were sold in toy stores. And yeah, very, very interesting book. Speaking of these DCU variants, I've actually got a sale coming up tomorrow on Whatnot where I have probably 10 DCU variants, including the Green Lantern 48, 50, and 51s, including a bunch of other books that you guys see here. The link, you guys, is in my bio. You guys can check it out. Also, it's in the chat. Yeah, go come hang out with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time? I think it's 6 p.m. my time. But you guys can go check it out, see the time. We'll do it right before Beyond Wednesday's Modern Comic Mayhem tomorrow night. So we'll have a nice long sale, and then we'll also have a sale the next day. But all kinds of crazy books, including that signed Neil Adams, which is kind of cool. The whole Michael Turner Civil War set. A lot of early Rogue appearances, and here's the DCU variants that will be available tomorrow night. So,
Sweet.
yeah. Not only that, Modern Comic Mayhem tomorrow night is going to be very interesting. We're going to probably have a really packed drama alert segment. We're going to be talking about the craziness that happened to Eric July this last weekend at a fan meetup. We're going to talk about the CBCS debacle with that X-Men book that Thoro talked about the other night, plus a few other things. So come hang out with us tomorrow all day, starting with the sale at I believe it's 6 p.m. Pacific, and followed by Modern Comic Mayhem at 10 p.m. Eastern. So very, very cool stuff. All
Hey,
right.
was that Animaniacs Christmas? Was that a newsstand?
It was a newsstand. Yep. Do you want it?
No, I just was asking if it was a newsstand. I just thought it was
Yeah.
flying by.
Newsstand, and Animaniacs Christmas is the first appearance of the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
So, but if you want it, I will give it to you, Stein.
What?
No, you're not. You don't give me anything. Nope.
Did you see that Spawn book? I have the
It'll-
Spawn 301 Alamo Draft House variant, which is like a crazy rare Spawn book, and the
Yeah,
Batman Adventures
I
Conan
ha-
book.
I have one, and it was like the only way I got it was buying it through Ant, like when he was selling on Facebook Live.
Yeah, you
videos.
could only get them in Phoenix. It was the record-breaking issue, and it was a meetup at the Alamo Draft House with Todd McFarlane, and his wife was there too. We actually sat down with his wife came over and sat down with me, my buddy Kyle, and Solo Wookie, and Solo Wookie was like trying to hit on her. It was funny. So
It sounds like a fun meetup.
it was a lot of fun. So come hang out tomorrow night. Whatnot Sale and Modern Comic Mayhem. All right, that is the almost 10. Let's get into the list. Starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention, a killer 1942 Columbia Comics Big Shot number 28, where it says Heil Hitler, but instead of giving the salute, he's punching Hitler in the chin, which is a great cover, man. So very interesting.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't have thought that that dude especially, could literally knock through 3 people and hurt all of them. That's kind of funny, but
I mean, obviously, as a blonde hair kid, it's obviously one of Hitler's super soldiers, right?
Yeah,
right.
turning on him. So look at Solo. He says, "I didn't hit on her. I got Wandus to tell us the dirt on Todd, like flying to Cali with no shoes, and she signed my Spawn. She's the editor." Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you shit, Solo. You know that, brother. So it was a fun event. It was a lot of fun. So very, very cool. All right.
Do you guys think that these? I mean, like I'm still just amazed that there's this big of a market for these, like, Nazi books.
Well, this is the thing, and people think that like people that collect this are pro-Nazi. It's the opposite. They're anti-Nazi, pro, greatest generation, pro, doing the right thing and stopping tyrants, and that's how you have to look at it, I think, because there's only a couple book comics that I can think of that are in any way pro-Nazi. The 99.9% of them are showing somebody knocking these people, punching them, capturing them, bringing them to justice, that type of thing. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It just seems odd that it's. I mean, I get it that it's, within 80 years of us, but like, I mean, why isn't there like a bunch of, people clamoring for, I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like,
because
Ivan the Terrible, or Genghis Khan.
People have put a premium on these books, and so when people see them, they buy them, and then probably overpay for them, and now it's a thing.
Well,
Does that make sense?
you also got to remember these were these were printed at the time it was happening, so they were propaganda. You know,
True.
at the time, they were just as important as bail bonds, or not bail bonds, war bonds. You know,
Right, and it makes it even more of a collectible, just
Mhm.
Well,
because, right? I mean,
well, and wasn't there like a hold on like using all kinds of like supplies that wasn't in efforts to the war?
that's a great point. Yeah, right in the teeth of World War II, and just
Yep. So, how much did this sell for? Was there a record sale on this?
Yeah. This was an all-time high. CGC 6.5 sold for the highest in any grade that's ever sold for it sold for 1,600. And this isn't like I mean, this obviously is not a pre-code horror book or anything. This is just, I mean, this is like what, Joe Palooka? I mean, this is like, All American Boy doing. There's nothing
Yeah,
like crazy about the cover or anything like that.
probably tough to find in decent condition with that all white and all those colors. So, how much was it again?
1,600 for a CGC 6.5.
Wow, not bad. All right, moving on to our regular honorable mention this week. Shout out to the mighty Mel V, Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed, issue number 4, the 1 in 15 Scotty Young Throg variant.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mel definitely talked about this a bunch for a long time. But my gosh, this sold raw this week for $1,000.
Oh my
Was it Mel?
God.
I don't know who the seller was. Yeah, $1,000 for this for a raw copy.
Unbelievable.
Oh wow, a raw copy. That's crazy.
Wow. Scotty Young stuff is hotter than ever. It's got to be the hottest creator next to Dave Stevens on the market.
yeah, I mean, anything Scotty like his finding his old books that like I didn't even remember he did is just crazy, and they look badass when you go to like 2012 or 13, and it's like, man, I didn't even know he like I found a variant of Power Man and Iron Fist, and I was like, holy shit, I hadn't seen that, and it's a badass cover. So kind of rediscovering some of the stuff that he did is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So is Scotty Young R to the A's American Genius?
Scotty Young, well, he does write. What am I talking about? He writes Fairyland and that new book that we're going to talk about later. So yeah, maybe. I don't know if he's up there with Frank Miller, but he's kicking ass right now. That's for sure.
And you guys have probably all. I never met any of these creators or talked to any of these creators, but I think I've heard. Isn't this true that he's like a genuinely nice guy too, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Super good guy.
So I think that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then like he makes it worth it to wait in line for his like autograph or to meet him or whatever. You know, like where he has like the fun game of like not everyone can buy a commission. You have to roll doubles with these dice or whatever. You know,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep. So, all right, let's get into the number 10 spot this week. An absolutely gorgeous Jenny Frison cover. This is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, the 1 in 100 Frison Virgin variant. And oh my God, this is gorgeous. Unbelievably beautiful.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay,
I'm
so
out.
this is this is like what Scarlet Witch's like 5th reboot now.
Oh yeah.
Is this like volume?
Yeah.
Why?
Rebooty.
Did you see all the covers on this too?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some
Yeah.
really good variants on this, and They're all pretty good, but that hidden gem foil variant, holy cow, that is. I want to see what it looks like.
Which one is that one?
This one.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
It is
Oh, that
awesome.
one.
Yeah, I looked for that one. Yeah, I don't.
Is that it? Is that like a?
I think that
Pardon?
one's going to be sneaky expensive.
That looks way different than everything else.
Right? I
Yeah, it looks
wanna-
like that's going to be important. You know,
Craig Russell is the artist.
It looks like it's painted on the side of a van.
It's gorgeous, dude.
Yep.
This is a 10. I mean, this has got so many great covers on it. I mean, you've got the regular cover, which is good. This cover right here,
that one.
This cover right here is gorgeous. The 1 in 25. The Nakayama. You have the Don Mateague, which this is okay. There's so many, a lot of retailer exclusives too. The Frizen and the trade is good too. It even looks good with the trade dress. The Lyrics Lee is a decent one. There's a Puppeteer Lee.
Scotty Young is fire, bro.
Scotty Young. Even the Tran Wen cover is awesome, which is the A cover, right?
The trans what?
Wen?
That's
Isn't
a
that how you say
trans
it?
cover?
Not trans. No, the name of the artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess Stein doesn't get pho very often, huh?
Oh my god!
Don't cancel him. He didn't know.
I can't, dude.
Redhood had to take himself off camera. That's pretty good.
The DT says the 1 in 25 is $9 online, and the foil is going for retail. Wow.
Oh wow, folks are going for retail. Okay.
What a gorgeous book, man. But yeah, the Frizen 1 in 100. What is this selling for right now? I was worried it was going to be tough to find, but
How much is that tranny cover?
Hold on. Oh
my god!
the Frizen's going for like 125.
Man, I love this show.
Hell yeah. I might have to pick one of these up on when it gets to buy the dip. 199 watching live right now. How many likes do we have? Only 47 likes, you guys. Hit that like button. It really helps us out, and we appreciate it. Really easy way to support the channel. All right, let's get to the number 9 spot this week. A return book, which means that it's gone up in value. Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red #1, the second print Virgin 1 in 25. And yeah, quintessential Darth Maul cover, right?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. You know, how we hate, first of all, we hate the second prints, but you know, it is what it is. Last week this was $75, and now it is up to $175.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Surprising. There's very few times that a book is on the list multiple times, because usually when they're on the list, they're at their peak and they start to die. This one is a rarity. So, all right. At the number 8 spot, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo Saturday Morning Adventures #1. This is the Stan Sakai retailer incentive 1 in 50. They also have a Julie Sakai Chibi cover. There's a couple really good covers for this, but yeah, multiple turtle books and Usagi books and all kinds of stuff.
I feel like with this one, they were trying to get the longest title that they possibly, I mean, I don't know if they could have gotten any more letters on that front cover, just from the trade dress, but,
oh, they need a subtitle featuring and list out all the character names too.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, this one is selling for, I'm trying to, like 60 to 70, so a little bit above, decently above ratio. But man, Sakai just, everybody just wants this variant, like literally every single time he does one.
Yep.
Well,
It's weird.
I'm bypassing all that and just getting commission from him.
Yeah. He's still doing great stuff, great work. So, all right. Moving on to number 7 this week. Dynamo 5, Sins of the Father, number 4. This is the cover B Corey Walker variant. I think it's a 1 in 10, but other than Invincible being on the cover, which he's in the series, I don't know why this one shot up so much. Does anybody know out there?
I'm not really sure myself, other than I just would assume that this is probably pretty hard to get, but I don't think it's that great of a cover to start with, right?
Yeah. Well, other than just being that Corey Walker is doing the art, who is the original cover artist for Invincible. Yeah. I agree.
Hold on, I gotta call Big Clutch real quick and find out.
Yeah. I feel like there's maybe did some news get announced for a new spin-off series, or something, but this is issue number 4. I can't figure this one out. It's from 2010, which is the other crazy thing. So
yeah, this was like there's not very many, haven't been very many sales on this. Like the one that like the earlier sale that I could find was like $20, but this week there were multiple sales between 50 and 60 on this one.
wow.
So I'm not, yeah. So
That's interesting.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure I've ever looked through Dynamo 5 back issues ever.
Yeah, I agree. I never have either. That's interesting.
Was this given out at Houston Dynamo games?
Surprising that it has a variant too. So, all right, there you go. That's a weird one this week. Moving on to number 6. Speaking of Usagi, here's Usagi Yojimbo the Crow, issue number 3, the Mitsuhiro 1 in 40. And this is probably, it's good art, but it's probably the ugliest of all the 1 in 40s yet. And it totally reminds me of Tank Girl. Right?
I was thinking Splinter.
It's a kangaroo though, isn't it?
But I can't tell.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. But these, like literally the first issue, the second issue, and now the third issue, every one of these has done really well. Out of the gate, this one is selling for $90. If you can find it. The other ones are still not that easy to find. Yeah, you can't really find them. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you really want any of these,
Order 40 copies.
Yeah, Mitsuhiro variants. I mean, you're just gonna have to,
Spend the money. Yep.
Spend the money.
Interesting. How much again on this one?
Like $90.
Not bad.
On this one.
That's not bad at all. All right, moving on to number 5 spot this week. Deadpool and Wolverine World War III, issue number 1, the Liefeld second print version 1 in 25. So.
Well,
hey, listen. He has his fans, and his fans support the hell out of him. It's very interesting how Liefeld can do a cover, and it might not look the best to your eye, but there are a ton of people that are buying them, man.
I just am confused. There's always, literally every single cover he's done, there's always just something that is just confusing. Like what is going on? I can't really figure it out.
It's nostalgia, man. It's the nostalgia of it at this point, right?
Well,
I guess.
he was doing if you're following his social medias, he was drawing a page of interior work, I believe, and he was drawing Deadpool's head, and he explained why he created Deadpool the way he did, and he said, I wanted to create a character that wore a mask like Spider-Man to make it easy on the artist drawing them so they don't have to draw faces all the time. And I thought that was pretty cool to hear. I love
So
information like
you look
that.
at this cover. If this cover was like on New Mutants 99, what would this book be going for, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he drew this like in the 90s. That's my thing. That's not the reason why I think it's the number 5 book, but I think that it echoes the early 90s, the way he drew it.
Chad Cave says there are no fans of Liefeld art. There are only fans of Liefeld. I disagree. I became a fan of Liefeld art because of his New Mutants run. I love his early New Mutants stuff.
I like his art too. I bought a commission from him as well, where it's Deadpool and Boba Fett.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like it was during May the 4th, and all the money went to a comic shop.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I never sent a dime to Liefeld himself. Like, him and I exchanged chats, like when I won it off of his auction page or whatever. I think it was off of his Instagram. And then, like, I didn't pay him anything. He sent me the PayPal information of the comic book shop, and I just sent X amount of dollars to that shop to help him out.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I'm not a fan as much of his newer art than I am his older art. But you can see a little bit of a change in his stuff as he's gotten old, as you know, in his more recent art, where it feels like his stuff is bigger and blockier, or if that's a way to explain it. Like,
but is it because he's also like going into like a digital world too as well?
He does everything on paper.
Paper and pen,
paper and pencil and blue pencil and inks.
Yeah, but I mean,
he inks his own
is he
stuff.
Is he coloring it too?
I don't think he's coloring it. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. How much was this selling for? 125.
This one is selling for 60.
Not bad. Well, there you go. All right, halfway through the list, let's get to number 4. The number 4 spot this week, Doom issue 1, the Scon Secret Wars 10 homage, which is supposedly limited to 300. And on the heels of the Doom second print coming out, which is gorgeous looking, and such a great book.
Okay, so first none of us think that it was actually limited to 300.
No.
2,700 art comps.
Yeah.
But I mean, and shout out to Redhood for calling this book the day it came out, saying everybody should go buy this. I'm with Chad. I'm sad I missed this book. Not necessarily this cover, but this book entirely. I missed every single copy that was out there. So I'll have to wait for I'll buy the third print or something.
You didn't pick up the second print?
Bro.
The Sanford Green?
Do you think I can buy anything? I never show up at a car. I never go to a local shop.
Oh, you're saying you don't have a pull box at a LCS?
I do not. No, I have nothing.
Now we'll get you a second print, bro.
But it makes sense since for a while you were traveling around to so many different shops. You got to, go to the shops,
bro. And I'll send you a copy of first print. I forgot which ones I got. I'll pick one for you.
You're not sending me a first print.
Just saying, you can't stop me.
Stein, we're all gonna send you something.
No, you're not. Nobody sends me anything.
Yes, I am.
We're gonna dox you to each other.
This is now $250 for this one.
Wow. Unreal.
It's fucking killer. It's a killer cover, bro.
Crazy. Interesting. Well, you're gonna have to either wait till it's on Buy the Dip or shell out the big bucks. So
That ain't
It'll be
happening.
on the dip next year.
yep, it'll be on the dip in 6 months probably.
When people
Well,
forget about you.
when another 700 copies get released.
Yep. Yep. So, all right. Number 3 spot this week, an absolutely gorgeous Rian Gonzalez 1 in 10 variant for Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, issue number 1. I need to get one of these. And there's a Virgin cover for this, but I like the trade dress better because the Virgin, I believe, is a retailer exclusive. And this is a ratio. And like I said, the trade, it looks better with the trade on it anyways. But this is the best Rian Gonzalez cover I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't look
It's-
usually.
Oh, because she's using like the Lisa Frank color palette and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Like this has like that traditional Japanese like coloring to it. Like
It's muted. It's not
Yeah.
as gaudy and you
Well,
know.
I like how she uses the pink to like touch up places to, I guess, like make it pop more, right?
Oh man.
Versus
it's
like
gorgeous.
versus like if you look at her normal colors, basically you just see like a Lisa Frank kind of color palette.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
So-
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Rian Gonzalez to me.
I mean, like her drawing style, you can definitely see it in that, but like
Yeah.
not her color palette.
Yeah, her coloring is what usually, people immediately, see. But this is so muted, and it looks. I love it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so this what came out 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and did we put this? I can't remember. Did we talk about this on the Almost 10 last week, where it was selling like 10 to 15 ish? I mean, not great or anything like that. This is now this week it is now up to $50.
Oh wow.
So it's
I haven't checked out this book yet. I heard it's good. Want to see it or read it for sure. Maybe I'll read it tomorrow. We'll see. So a lot of people are saying it's a very good read. But yeah, I love the cherry blossoms on this cover. It's super cool.
This is the second cover that had cherry blossoms on. This
All
week.
together?
Yeah, because earlier on the TMNT Usagi, they had cherry blossoms on there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I didn't go down that niche of collecting cherry blossom covers. But I'm
there's a
kind
couple
of wishing
good
I
ones.
did now.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the deal. You guys start sending me books for free. I'm going to be sending you flowers.com cherry blossoms.
Okay.
Hey, it is cherry blossom season, so.
And I'm gonna put from your secret admirer. So
Okay.
Moving
Thank
on.
you for the flowers.
Yeah. Moving on to number 2 this week, another Scotty Young. Ain't No Grave, number 2, the 1 in 25 Scotty Young variant. And this is a book he's writing also. So
what's this book about?
I don't know. That's a great question. I haven't read this yet.
I don't know, but it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm surprised Marvel allowed Image to do this, since it's not a Marvel baby cover.
But
What do
do
you
they
mean?
have
They
the
don't-
rights to
yeah.
the babies or what?
Yeah, they don't
I
have the
don't
rights
know.
to that.
Wouldn't it just be up to Scotty Young?
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
says Eisner Award-winning writer Scotty Young and Eisner Award-nominated artist Jorge Corona, the team behind Middle West and The Me You Love in the Dark, are back together with an all-new miniseries. Ain't No Grave is an Unforgiven-style journey that is an original macabre Western fantasy tale for mature readers, told through a Guillermo del Toro-esque lens. Ryder put her violent past behind her when she fell in love and became a mother, but that was before she learned it was all going to be taken away. Now she'll have to pick up her guns once again and ride to kill the one who's behind the threat, which just happens to be death. That's cool. It's kind of got that what was that Rooster Cogburn series where he went out looking for the kidnapped girl? I forget that. Kind of reminds me of that. The John
True
Wayne.
Grit.
True Grit, yeah.
Mm.
Reminds me of True Grit a little bit.
With Hawkeye.
Yeah.
What's her name? Haley Steinfeld.
No, I'm talking about the original. The
old school one?
The old school
one?
Yeah, the
John Wayne one?
Yeah. The repeat or the redo was good too. So, man. Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be a hot book for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's selling for 75 plus already. So.
Wow. That's cool. It's a great cover. That's for sure. All right. Our number one book of the week, ladies and gentlemen, Blood Hunt Red Band Edition, number 3, The Vault of Horror, number 26, Homage, which is a 1 in 25. And I've seen people pairing this with next month's issue, 1 in 25 Red Band, selling for like 300 plus. So how much is this one selling for?
Well, first of all, this is false advertising because that is not red; that is blue.
Yeah.
So clearly, somebody needs to check their color palette. But this one, again, this is just like the number 1, the number 2. I think this one is better than the number 2 from last month. Right? This is a better cover than number 2 from last month.
Did number 2 make it on the list? On the Hot 10?
Yeah. Okay. Remember, it was selling for like, it was selling for like 100 right out of the box. And that's where this one is too. This is like 100 to 100 and a quarter.
Wow.
But yeah. But I actually like this cover. I like better than the second one a lot more.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like the only problem with it I don't like, and this is picky, I'm going to get picky, is how the lines that separates everything is too nice and neat. They should be like distressed, like the old, Does that make sense? Like the black line that separates.
You want some like color rub, natural color rub in it or something.
Yeah, and it to be like distressed at those lines, how straight they are, kind of take me away. It should be kind of distressed, like the Tony Fleece Spider-Man variant that he did, where it kind of like has that old school look, the distressed look. I wish they would have done that with this top.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, just the top, because you can kind of see it on the side.
This was the issue we reviewed on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, terrible issue.
Where it's just like a filler issue.
Yeah.
And nothing really happens in it.
Yeah. The only thing that happens in this is that Blade's daughter finds out her dad is the big bad and that she has to be the one to kill him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wait, so in the classic storytelling, is that the climax?
I don't think
the suspense is killing me.
Yeah. So, how much is this selling for? What was it? 150, 125?
Yeah, like 100 to 100 and a quarter.
Not bad.
Well, because I know we were pretty excited when the first issue came out, right, with the storyline and all that, like how it was a unique story, and then so far it sounds like the story's going nowhere. But these like 1 in 25s are, I guess they're kind of decreasing in value too, right?
Here's my thoughts. Keep the book in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, and so Tony was asking in the chat, like, are these going to keep value? I don't see. It's already decreasing in value after each issue, like, right? I mean, if it's like any other traditional comic, as you go deeper into the run, like the 1 in 25s, there's less of them, right?
Yep.
Or maybe it's the opposite for this, that so many people are on it now that they're fulfilling orders, and so like the supply is plentiful, but yeah, the demand's not there. So I don't
That's
see
how it
it
works for
holding value.
the later printings. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. Next, we got one more. We got another couple months of this to go. All three of the Red Brand 1 in 25s have been number one on the list, I think.
Wow.
So we'll see if they can continue. Very interesting. All right. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. 193 till the end, watching live. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of the show. We love to see those comments. Thanks for everybody that dropped comments last week. That is really awesome. We do read them. We appreciate them, and it really helps us out with engagement.
I can't wait to clip out a portion of this show.
And then send all the hate messages to Stein,
Yeah. Speaking of
all complaints go to Stein.
Yeah. Speaking of clips, let's get into our quick roundup really quick. I'm going to drop these guys out. Say goodbye, you guys. And,
you guys.
We'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys in a second. All right, starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention this week, Big Shot Comics number 28, a CGC 6.5 of this 1942 comic book sold for $1,600, which is absolutely crazy. Moving on to the regular honorable mention this week, Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed number 4, the famous Scotty Young Throg 1 in 15 variant. Shout out to the Mighty Mel V. This book sold raw this week for $1,000. I'll say it again. Raw for $1,000. All right, the number 10 spot, Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, the Jenny Frison Virgin 1 in 100 variant for a new book that came out this week. Multiple covers on this are 10s. This is the best one, in my opinion. This is selling for $125 raw on the secondary market, and it's gorgeous. At number 9, Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red, issue number 1, the second print version 1 in 25. The second week in a row it's been on the list, and that means that it has gone up in value. This one was $75 raw. Now it is $175 raw. Wow. At number 8, another new book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo Saturday Morning Adventures, issue number 1. The Stan Sakai Retailer Incentive 1 in 50 cover. Multiple covers for this one, including some Julie Sakai chibi variants. This one, though, the 1 in 50, is selling for $60 to $70 on the secondary market. At number 7, Dynamo 5 Sins of the Father, number 4. This is the Corey Walker cover B from 2010. If you guys know why this book is getting so hot, please let us know. This one is selling for $50 to $60 raw, and there were multiple sales of this one out of nowhere. At number 6, Usagi Yojimbo the Crow, number 3, the Mitsuhiro 1 in 40. Issue 1 and 2, 1 in 40s by Mitsuhiro, have been on this list in higher spots than this, but this might be the less liked one of the 3. Who knows? If you're a fan of sword-wielding kangaroos, this one's for you. Moving on to the price on this one that I probably ought to tell you guys. $90 raw. At number 5, Deadpool and Wolverine WW3, issue number 1, the Liefeld second print version 1 in 25. Another new book this week. Gotta love Rob Liefeld. You might not like his art all the time, but there are a lot of fans still out there, as evidenced by the $60 raw value on this one. At number 4, Doom, issue number 1, the Scon Secret Wars number 10 homage, supposedly limited to 300. It's selling on the secondary market for $250. All right, the top 3. At number 3, Falling in Love to the Path to Hell, issue number 1, the Rian Gonzalez number 1, Rian Gonzalez 1 in 10. another newer book came out a few weeks ago, June 5th. This one was selling for about $10 to $15, and it's jumped up to $50 raw. At number 2, Ain't No Grave, number 2, the Scotty Young 1 in 25. This series also written by Scotty Young. This gorgeous cover is super hot, selling on the secondary market for $75 plus. And at number 1, the Blood Hunt, the Red Band edition, issue number 3, the Vault of Horror number 26 homage, a 1 in 25. The 2 other Blood Hunt Red Band 1 in 25s were also debuted at number 1 on this list, so we're not surprised here. What is surprising is that it's selling for 100 to 125 raw. That is the House of Stein Hot 10 for the week of June 14th, 2024. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We'll see you next time. Adios.